talk to me a little bit.
Sound check. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, Greg.
Is that good?
Keep focus and it'll be all yours. Okay, it's all yours.
So tell me about your days as a location. Tell me about that.
On
Tell me
location?
about loose women. Say loose women.
Loose women? Tim decided to do me the favor of one day stopping by because he was looking for a location to shoot his movie. So pops in, I was home, and he said that he wanted to shoot a movie and, you know, would I mind letting him do it. So 3 weeks later, he and I were still talking. It was a bit of a surprise considering all the damage that was left. But I don't think I would have done it for anybody else. Tim was funny in that whole situation because he basically got himself into a mess and left me with a lot of damage to the house, which we had to recoup. And you know, when it came down to, you know, basically choosing sides, you know, and figuring out like where loyalties lied, it was clear that there was no way that Tim was going to let me get hung out to dry. And so I knew I made the right decision, but I never did see the movie. Never got a chance to see the movie despite that. I probably want to talk more about like Tim and growing up. Tim was pretty much, a lot of people idolized Tim growing up. I mean, for me, you know, I kind of consider myself a nerd, you know, growing up, and I was always surprised that Tim and I hit it off as well as we did. But Tim was tough as nails, and yet with me, I always knew this other side of Tim. It surprised, you know, kind of taught me that you could be tough as nails on the outside, and yet have, you know, such, you know, deep feelings, and, you know, be so soft inside and so fragile and sensitive. And, you know, I think that was the part of Tim that you know, he and I bonded on, you know, much more than the, you know, the tough guy that, you know, he certainly was, that everybody, you know, loved, the athlete, and, you know, the guy who was out, you know, breaking noses and, you know, graffiti and all that. You know, for me, that was never me and Tim. And, you know, we just, you know, we bonded on much deeper levels than that. And it really never came to that. I mean, we got into our scraps and stuff together, but I always knew, you know, that no matter what, emotionally, physically, anything, you know, Tim would always be there. And I think, you know, all his friends know that, you know, Tim's a guy that you could always count on. Whatever you needed, Tim was the go-to man. And, you know, Tim and I, you know, we've always had a magic relationship where we could be out of touch for months and months, and, you know, one phone call, pick up exactly where we left off, or even if we don't remember where we left off, you know, just as natural as ever, and it's always been like that. So, you know, Tim's always been, you know, real important to me. You know, had two brothers, and, you know, Tim was my third. What else you want to talk about?
Do you want to tell me? I covered a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just gave you that first question you gave me.
Get me going. Yeah, I got nothing to talk about loose women, really. Yeah.
I tend to laugh at when much as the outtake.
Yeah.
So, tell me why you think Project Main Street was like something that, you know, can only come from Tim. You know, why somebody like Tim was able to do something like this while he's...
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, you know, Project Main Street is you know, this is perfect for Tim to sort of, to spark and to start something like this, because people don't realize the resources they have until they've got somebody they really want to help. And, you know, Tim, you know, like I said, is just, he's a magical guy. I mean, people, you know, they either idolize him or they love him or respect him. But no matter what, you know, people want to do for Tim. You know, Tim is intensely loyal. You know Tim will always be there for you. And, you know, everybody here, you know, that has come and been a part of this thing has known, you know, that if the roles were reversed, Tim would be the first one there for them as well. And so, you know, Project Main Street, really was really about friendship, about a friend in need and being there, and realizing that here's somebody that fate has given the cruelest twist to, and yet he's got this support network, and Project Main Street is about that really. It's about that we all have support networks, and we don't know that we have them, but there's a lot of people out there that want to help people in need. And when you got a strong personality and you've got friends, all you need is some help putting something together, and you see people come out of the woodworks to do for you, and to show that they love you and show that they support you, and do whatever they can do. And this is a great event. And the charity was never just about Tim, because Tim never wanted it to be just about him. All his friends came here and were motivated by wanting to do for Tim. But Tim has always made it clear that there's lots of people in this situation that need help, drawing out these resources from these networks of friends that everybody has. So Project Main Street is going to be good to help people tap into these things so that they're not in it alone. Come on, Greg, give me some more, Greg.
That's probably good.
Yeah, good.
So can you state your name? So in the
Yeah.
end, we'll be able to get the name
Right.
matched.
Right. I'm Mark Reese. I'm Tim's buddy from way back when. Hated the guy in the very beginning, couldn't stand the guy. And I love the guy like a brother.
Can I just get the statement Project Main Street is maybe a perfect whatever for his personality and as a person. I just want to get that again. Just right to Greg.
Just say that what you were saying about Project Main Street is the perfect vehicle for someone like Tim, and he's the only person who can do this. Just
Yeah, okay.
chunk on that.
Yeah. Project Main Street is about friends helping friends, and about people drawing on networks of support, and it's about people coming out and supporting people that they love. And Tim is the perfect person for Project Main Street, because he's got friends that feel real strongly about him and want to do for him and want to do everything they can for him to help him through this, and show him that he's loved and that he's there with him.